Good morning to you all. Yeah, there's been only a little bit of content this last few days due to the fact we've got a grandson. The last one I posted was the fourth one of the early journals that I have. So I hope you've all enjoyed those. I'll be digging through my room of shame at some point. Been asked to do the Ravening Hordes. Well, that'll be the first ever one I've got from the time of third edition. Sorry, not third edition, second edition. So I'll try and dig that out so I can go through that. Also, we've got various different editions of Warhammer quite early. I might get those out. I won't do third edition onwards because that's been covered quite a lot. So we've got that. There'll be all sorts of different content. I'm going to dig out some old figures in the coming weeks, start painting some of those painting some of those up. And then I've got a couple of other projects, but I've got to get this display game out of the way, or demo game out of the way, which is for the 12th of October. So I should be frantically painting stuff up for that over the coming week. Just for those who have subscribed lately, and those of you who are already subscribers, thanks very much. I've reached 143, so I'm going to be cheeky and ask to push that to 150 by the end of October. See if we can get that far with your help, folks. Be much appreciated. So say those of you who have friends that may be interested in my sort of content, let them know. I've been featuring heavily on Old Hammer, or the early Warhammer fantasy. For those of you who signed up thinking it's purely fantasy, I'm not. I do both. I do historical and fantasy. I have no barrier, to those that do either. You may find I'll be doing more fantasy content, but you will also see historical content on the channel. Coming up over the coming months, well, obviously there'll be what I'll be working on for a Warhammer fantasy army, and maybe some golden oldies I'll be painting up. And also, just as a challenge, well, not a challenge, I've got a fair few Dixon miniatures. Now, some people love them, some people hate them. I particularly like them. They are one of the oldest war games companies in England. They were established in 1976, so next year to be their 50th anniversary as a company, which stands the test of time, doesn't it? So I should be doing some of their figures. I'll probably, be ordering some soon anyway, but I've got a few that I'll dig out. I'll probably go through, having a look at maybe a figure, then come back another day with it primed and ready to paint, and do so much recording of me painting these figures. I don't think they're bad figures at all. I really do like them. They've got lots of character. They're the most extensive range of Wild West figures in the whole of the UK. They all have different head variants, which make them quite unique. They have civilians, they have wagons, they have Native Americans. Limited selection of the Native Americans, but they do those. They have Mexican bandidos and villages and things like that. So all in all, it's quite a large range. So yeah, I'll be doing those. I shall be adding to the Norse army for Warhammer Fantasy Battle. I've done a fair few of those that I'll show off at some point, show you where I'm at with that project. But most of all I can thank you. All I can do is thank you all. Thank you all for watching the videos. It is really bizarre. All the analytics, it shot right up last week and then it's plummeted back down. I really don't get it. It shows you the average viewing time on some of the videos, and sometimes that's quite high and then drops low, and what have you. So, but for those of you who don't know how all this analytics works or how YouTube works, we need to like and share stuff, which broadens my channel awareness. Also, hit the notification bell. That will let you know when I've done another video. Without that, you may not see my content coming up because all the algorithms have changed apparently, and you're not necessarily going to get my content come up on your feed. There's a hype button. If you could whack that, don't believe it costs anything. That'll share the video and put my video up higher so more people get to see it. As always with YouTube, it's about chasing your viewers. For those of you who want to know some of the stats behind it, to be able to get monetized, if you wish to do that, you have to have 500 subscribers minimum, and then you have to have, I think it's something like 1,000 watch hours before you get onto the first level. After that, it's quite a lot of views. I think it's something like 3,000 or 4,000 views, and then over 1,000 subscribers or something like that before you go up to the next tier. So I'm really not sure whether I want to change that. I just want to build my numbers up so people can follow. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying doing them. Without you guys and the support and the subscription or subscribing to the channel, wouldn't keep me motivated, and you guys are keeping me motivated. There are days where things affect me, my health affects me. Here we go. Yawn. So yeah, I can't do a video without yawning, I've noticed. It's not very often I get away without doing one, the yawning. But yeah, we still have the grandchild as well, so it's keeping me on my toes and tiring us out. It's just turned 3 and it's just full of beans. So, but yeah. So anyway, folks, thank you for accompanying me on my journey through YouTube. Hopefully I'll be doing more stuff to keep you interested. I've got several things on my workbench. Oh yes, war paints from Army Painter. The new range of figures. New range of paints. I've never really got on with them until I bought a set this weekend. Just gone. I went to the Warlord Open Day. I didn't do any videoing or anything like that because I haven't got the facilities to use cropping and video editing on my tablet. The one I have downloaded, I really need a mouse, and I haven't got a port for a mouse to go in. So at the moment, it's going to be raw footage as it is like this. No re-recording. It is what it is. Keeps it raw and fresh to you guys. But yeah, that was interesting. Obviously went in to see the studio. Didn't hide anything. What was in the cabinets you were allowed to have a look at. What was in front of them you could look at. There's stuff in there that's coming out a year later or possibly less. Some really lovely stuff. Had a good chat with the painters. Had a bit of a giggle like. Excuse me. We then went round the warehouse and casting areas. Well, the first casting area was the normal resin for the tank bodies and things like that. Then we went downstairs through all the stock and went down some stairs, and it's that Sire cast or whatever it is. They've redone that so it's not as soft and it's all 100% recyclable, and some of their figures are coming out in that. And then we also went to the traditional metal spinning, alloy in the moulds. I knew a fair bit of that anyway, but it was quite interesting still because they've got a new machine that reads not a barcode, them scanning the square things, and you just put that into those, what temperature, what spinning rate, and this, that, and other for that specific mold, which I thought was quite interesting. And it's complete production line now. You don't have to take things off, the spin, put it down, it sends it down to the other end of the chute. It's cooling off while they unpacking other stuff. It was really interesting. All in all, a great day. Got to bump into John Stallard, who I know. Obviously, he's the guy who owns that company. Had a good chat with Rick Priestley. Always have a giggle with him. And one of the shocking things was I was in the marquee where the games were being played and what have you, and bumped into Robin Hughes. I haven't seen him for a long time. Me and him had a giggle. Yeah, that was a good giggle and a good surprise, actually. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. So, but yeah, so folks, I'll leave you at that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've watched it to the end. If you have, thank you. Once again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the singing and dancing things that you do on YouTube, and I'll catch you all soon. Goodbye.